Welcome back, Ability 360 foodies. It's Chef Steve, and today we're going to do summer fresh salads and how to make a salad a complete meal. We're going to make 3 different salads today. One's going to be a watermelon mint basil salad with feta cheese. Another one's going to be a Mediterranean salad, and then we're going to do a deconstructed Asian salad as well. All right, ready? Let's get to it. So today we have 2 guests with us, 2 fellow 360 foodies. We have Emily, and I'm sorry, Emily, I didn't catch your last name.
Nichols.
Emily Nichols, I'll remember that one. Then we have John Bobian with us today too. And thanks for being here. What's your favorite salad, Emily?
Probably a spinach and goat cheese salad.
Spinach and goat cheese, that's very good. Spinach has a lot of iron in it. How about you, John? What's your favorite salad?
My go-to salad is a Caesar.
Very
I really
good.
like the sharpness of the flavor. So.
Do you add protein to it, like a chicken or salmon Caesar?
Yeah, sometimes I'll have chicken on it or maybe some baby shrimp.
Baby shrimp. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to start by sauteing our shrimp. I'm going to turn my oven on, get my clarified butter, put that in the pan. We're going to let that melt, put it on medium temperature. Great thing about a summer salad that you can make a meal is you can add any protein you want to it. You can add, like we're doing today, salmon or shrimp or beef or chicken or even legumes if you're vegetarian, which is great. You can have a complete meal with a salad. I often eat salads at night for dinner. Okay, we're going to cool this down to a medium now. I have garlic and ginger here, so I put the garlic in first. Now I'm going to put the ginger in here. You want to get the garlic in the butter, and you want to make sure it doesn't start to burn. It's only 2 to 3, like maybe a minute.
Smart.
And then you move it around. Then you want to get your protein in as quickly as possible. I've peeled these shrimp, taken the tails off, and they're deveined.
Do these shrimp have the shell on?
They did. I peeled the shell off, took the legs off, and took the tails off.
Oh, okay.
Like this, it may look like it has a shell on it, but it's not. I'm going to add some more garlic to the top of this. Now, shrimp cook relatively fast. You want to cook them until just they're that pink color. That means they're done on the inside. It's important they get cooked all the way. Shrimp is not something I eat at medium. I cook it all the way just before it gets tough.
I mean, if I had to choose my favorite seafood, it'd probably be lobster. And then maybe second would be crab.
You're the shellfish guy.
Yeah.
East Coast. You gotta take a flight to get your top stuff, John.
What's your favorite type of seafood, Emily?
Sometimes I forget how fish and seafood category is different. So I wish to answer salmon, but I feel like that doesn't equal. Is that seafood?
I'm like John as far as crustaceans. I'm lobster, scallop, shrimp. My favorite whitefish, though, is sea bass.
Okay.
All time.
Yeah. I'm a ceviche girl, and the sea bass ceviche would be
Ceviche is wonderful.
so good.
You like ceviche, John?
Yeah, I especially like it when they put a lot of lime or a lot of like citrus on it to give it that extra kick. So what are we doing here in the pan? It looks like you're flipping the...
What I'm doing is I'm flipping the shrimp. You can kind of see the color. See this pink color right here? That's what we want to see. Some of these, like this one, isn't quite pink enough, so I'm turning it so that it gets closer to the heat source. You can kind of see here, everybody, how it's turning pink in color. And now what I'm going to do is since this is for an Asian dish, I'm going to add some liquid amino acids to it. Liquid amino acids taste very much like soy. And I know John's very familiar with this stuff.
Yeah, it's like an alternative to regular traditional soy sauce.
Soy sauce has a lot of salt in it, sodium. I don't have a lot of sodium in my diet, so I use this to get the same effect. I'm going to toss that around so that all of it gets flavored in there. And I'm going to add a little bit of lime, fresh lime juice to it here. So now, the last ingredient we're going to sprinkle in here is we're going to put some sesame seeds. Seeds are good because people that have nut allergies can have sesame. So now I'm going to turn my oven off. And I'm gonna cover my shrimp so it stays warm for us. And we're gonna go on the other side, we're gonna make salads.
We're excited for salad. I don't know if you should put the shrimp there. I might eat it.
There you go,
while
John.
you're
Can you smell
preparing.
it?
Oh gosh.
Nice little sauna experience.
You're doing terrible things to me, Steve.
We need smell-o-vision. Invent that, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now we're ready to construct our salad. It's going to be a deconstructed shrimp salad. What I mean by deconstructed is all the elements of the salad are going to be separated in the bowl, and then the guest or you can toss it when you're ready to eat it, versus having it all tossed together. It makes for a beautiful presentation. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to put a little bit of lettuce in there. I have a mix of baby kale and baby spinach. Next thing we're going to put in are some tomatoes. These are Bliss cherry tomatoes that I've cut in half here. And I'm doing tricolored peppers, which are yellow, red, and green peppers. You can use whatever you want here.
So there's sort of the sweet of the dish.
The sweet of the dish, exactly, John. And the crunch. John made a comment to me when we were preparing this, is that I do a lot of savory sweet together. And he's very true, I do. But I like that way that turns out, personally.
Well, the best part about this too is you said earlier that the guests could like put together and kind of make their own salad layout, right?
Right.
Since you've got all the
You can do whatever you
ingredients.
want.
Yeah.
I love the big flatter bowls. These are more of a pasta bowl, but I love the flatter bowl when you're doing something like this. Now I need to ask the two of you, do you like red onions?
Yes. Love them.
Yes, okay. So I have sliced red onions, very thinly sliced here. And we have a little bit of radishes, they're very healthy. Then we're gonna put a little bit of avocado, which I've diced up here.
The healthiest fat there is.
That's right, avocado is very healthy fat for you.
And it'll give it that really rich flavor too, that fatty richness.
Exactly, John. Then one of my secret ingredients is our English cucumbers. English cucumbers have very little seeds in them, as you can see here. Now the great thing today, see what I'm doing is I'm making a Mediterranean and an Asian, but you'll notice when I make the Mediterranean with the salmon, I'm using a lot of the same ingredients, but a different dressing. Okay, now we're gonna add the shrimp. So I'm gonna take one shrimp, make sure I get it in the sauce. Put it here. And the great thing about this, you can use your creativity. You can decide where you want to put it on the bowls. What I do is I mix it up so you kind of get protein in every bite.
It's almost like you're creating art, like you're painting on the plate.
That's very true. I am, as you know, John, I'm a big, big visual eater. I believe that we eat with our eyes first. Then the last ingredient we're going to add is going to be some quinoa that I cooked earlier. Quinoa is a whole grain that's very nutritious. It's very flaky, as you can see. Very easy to eat. It's not a wheat, so you don't have gluten to it. I'm just going to put it right in the center of the dish.
I think I remember hearing too that quinoa is a really good source of protein.
Very good source of protein. And this makes it a whole meal. You've got all your veggies, you've got your shrimp as your protein, and you also have sesame seeds in there, which are great for you, and you have your quinoa. Now the dressing I designed for this is red wine vinegar. It was 2 parts of vinegar, 1 part of oil, and then 1 tablespoon of mustard. And thyme, just shakes of thyme, you know. Then I put it in a Tupperware like this, makes it easy for me to, with my dexterity, be able to mix it. Then I'm gonna take a spoon, I'm gonna drizzle it over it. Now you don't wanna put too much. This is just to add a little bit of flavor. I don't like my salads drenched in dressing, just enough for flavor. So we're gonna pass this one over to Emily here first. Emily likes that salad.
It's fantastic. We're at like prime Emily lunch hour. It's good life.
I feel guilty eating this without you guys having more.
Eat more, have
It's
some
so
more.
good.
No, it's what a chef wants is to see you just plow through the salad. So I'm happy to help.
There's so much variety in here. And you've got some crunch, you've got some freshness from the vegetables and the salad, but you also get that sort of Asian inspired flavors. And I would totally eat this again. I mean, I would order this in a restaurant. It's so good.
So Emily and John, what do you think of that salad?
I think it's pretty evident in the fact that the plates are gone now. We finished everything. Totally cleared. And if I was able to get the last little bit of quinoa out of there, I would have eaten that too.
That's good.
Yeah, it's really well balanced.
I saw you ate all your shrimp.
Oh yeah, that was like one of the first things to go.
So now the big question, does it feel like a complete meal? Would you be satisfied with that?
Yeah, you know, sometimes at restaurants, they're pretty sparse on some of the ingredients, and I felt like there was enough there to really make me feel satisfied with the whole meal. What about you, Emily?
Yeah, you didn't hold back on the amount of shrimp you gave, and I wouldn't have had any less complete. And then we were saying the vegetables all in their prime, but the unsung hero was the radish. It just like absorbed everything, something you may not always think of, but
When you think about that, radishes really don't have a taste. They have a little bit of a pepper taste, but they also are very absorbent. So they take on the flavor of what you put on it.
that paid off.
How do you feel about the dressing? Because I know the dressing was a lot more savory than it was sweet.
Yeah, I really liked it, and you know, traditionally I don't like quinoa, which it really surprised me when I was eating it with the quinoa in there. I feel like the ingredients, including the dressing, really helped to kind of mask that quinoa flavor that I typically don't like.
So now we're going to make a deconstructed Mediterranean salad. As many of you know, I love Mediterranean food. It's a great, healthy way to eat. The olive oils, all the whole grains, the fresh fish, the fresh meats. I eat a lot of that type of food. So I made a Mediterranean deconstructed salad. We're going to have golden potatoes. We're going to have Bliss cherry tomatoes, again like we had in the Asian salad. This time we're going to add some Kalamata olives, because that's very Mediterranean. The red, green, and yellow peppers as we talked about before. The same cucumbers, the English cucumbers, burpless cucumbers. This time we're going to have couscous. Have you guys ever had couscous?
Yeah, it's like a pasta, right?
It's like a pasta, but it's considered a whole grain too. It's delicious, very quick and easy to cook. You can cook it ahead of time and keep it in the fridge and can bring it out. Now, I did a little rendition with this. I cooked the couscous, then I added herb de Provence into it, and then I added fresh blueberries to it. I know John saw that and he was like, wow, that's interesting. But fresh fruit's really important in salads to me. Salads to me are all the different blend of flavors, what you can taste. So having a little bit of sweetness of fresh fruit is going to give you the sweetness in the salad. And then our protein is salmon that I have pre-roasted with an herb butter and with tarragon.
That sounds delicious.
I took 2 salmon fillets, I cooked them on a buttered baking dish, skin side down, for 13 minutes, and they're done. How simple is that? So this is deconstructed again. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my salmon fillets, I'm going to place them on the plate, because that's the first thing we want on the plate. Then I'm going to take my greens, which we have. Again, baby spinach and baby kale. Now we're going to take the potatoes. I chose Yukon Gold because they're very soft in the center. They're very rich and they're very moist, which I like. Then I'm going to put a little bit of thyme on top of the potatoes. Or, I'm sorry, tarragon. Now we're going to put the couscous in there. So, John, do you know what these are?
Capers. I love capers.
Do you know what capers are?
They're little flowers, right?
Like a berry. Caper berry. Well, it's called a caper berry. It's not considered like blueberries in that family, but it's called a caper berry because it's off a flower, correct? Capers are very Mediterranean. They're pickled a little bit, so you get a little bit of that pickling taste that John was talking about. So I'm going to take my capers and just sprinkle over the whole dish here. Now we're going to put a little bit of dried tarragon on top just to add to the beauty of it. The dressing on this salad is a little bit different. I made it with olive oil, 2 tablespoons of honey, and I used a red wine vinegar this time. And then I used herb de Provence. So it's kind of a little bit sweeter taste to it. 2 parts vinegar, 1 part oil, and then like 2 tablespoons of honey. So now many of you think of a salad as a salad, as an entree. But you know, I think of the salad I'm going to make now as a dessert salad. It's refreshing, it's very palatable, not too sweet, and you can serve it as your dessert after a luncheon or even after a dinner. I'm making a watermelon strawberry salad garnished with basil and mint and feta cheese drizzled with balsamic vinegar. So what I'm gonna do, many of you have heard me talk how I like when I eat a salad or anything, I like my dressing not drenched around the fruit or the salad, but I like it touching every piece. So I'm gonna put my salad in the Tupperware container, the watermelon, drizzle it with the balsamic, then I can shake it up really easily and then dish it into my presentation cups. I'm gonna take watermelon, some strawberries. So I'm gonna take balsamic vinegar and just drizzle a little bit on it. Then I'm gonna add some mint. Mint goes great with watermelon. We're gonna take our lid. This is when you get to have fun with food. You just
Cue the music.
shake it up. Shake, shake, shake. Now, you can also put like whipped cream on it.
Yeah.
I'm lactose intolerant, so I chose not to do that. You ready, Emily?
Oh, absolutely.
You ready, Mr. Bobian?
Yes. Cheers. Okay. Okay. I wasn't sure, but this is good. Yeah.
He gets it, don't come out, or he hates it.
No. It's good.
Very different, huh?
I'm very surprised. So this is where at the end of your main meal, when the waiter comes up and asks you, "Would you like dessert?" You say yes.
For this,
Well, there we have it, Ability 360 Foodies. Your summer fresh salads as a complete meal. We have the deconstructed Mediterranean salad, the deconstructed Asian shrimp salad, and the watermelon strawberry basil salad for dessert. So I hope you all enjoy these recipes. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time, okay? Signing off, Chef Steve.
Cheers.
Cheers. You know what? Our faces, right? Just we need more feet, more hands in here. Come on, Aaron.